Have you ever imagined that one of the biggest icons in the world of bodybuilding, Arnold Schwarzenegger, hid a dark secret during his competition preparations, a secret so unusual that it could have forever changed the way we see the pursuit of the perfect body today? You will discover the forbidden food Arnold consumed to reach levels of strength and definition that seemed impossible, and what he didn't want anyone to know. Is it worth doing anything to be the best? Get ready for a story full of mystery, risks, and a decision that even divided opinions among his peers. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear might surprise even the biggest fans of the pump. And if you like this kind of revelation, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. For years, Arnold Schwarzenegger kept the consumption of this forbidden food an absolute secret, limited to his closest circle. This strategic choice not only showed his relentless mindset in pursuit of victory, but also how far he was willing to go to defy conventions and take calculated risks. The pressure to maintain his reign as Mr. Olympia was enormous, and the temptation to use unorthodox resources grew with each competition. The secret was so well guarded that, had it leaked at the time, it could have resulted in severe sanctions, including loss of titles and bans from competitions. Moreover, Arnold knew that professional bodybuilding was a cruel sport, where the line between glory and failure was thin. This practice reflected his winner's personality, always seeking the next level, even if it meant breaking unwritten rules and challenging the prevailing sports ethics. This boldness, however, also brought real health risks, something he clearly considered and controlled with extreme caution. How he balanced this dangerous line is one of the greatest mysteries and perhaps the secret behind his tremendous success. Have you ever stopped to think how far someone is willing to go to achieve their goals? Arnold's story shows us that, behind the hero's image, there are complex and not always revealed decisions. According to reports from colleagues and old notes rescued from interviews, consuming raw liver truly caused almost immediate effects on Arnold Schwarzenegger. A few hours after ingestion, it was possible to notice a considerable increase in vascularity, energy, and training intensity. Some claimed he seemed to train with double the strength and focus, also showing an unusual glow on his skin and even more evident muscle definition. Even after exhausting training sessions, the effects on his mood were also notable. Arnold became more competitive, aggressive, and determined to push beyond his limits. This was reflected on stage, where he displayed an extremely conditioned physique and an unbeatable stage presence. The practice was so effective and dangerous that some close athletes tried to copy the strategy but without the same results. Experts explain that raw liver is a nutrient bomb, rich in iron, vitamins, and enzymes that can indeed cause immediate physiological stimuli, but at the same time, it carries serious risks of contamination and hormonal changes, especially if consumed without control. Interestingly, Arnold only used this resource in specific situations, avoiding repeating the practice over long periods to not compromise his health in the medium term. This shows that, even bold, he knew how far he could risk. After years of speculation and disconnected reports, the truth began to emerge in old interviews and backstage conversations revealed by Arnold's colleagues. The forbidden food, surprisingly, was raw liver. That's right, while all bodybuilders of the time avoided foods that could cause water retention or contamination risks, Arnold adopted this secret practice, believing the food provided an almost immediate increase in strength, energy, and vascularity. At that time, consuming raw liver was considered risky not only due to health risks like hepatitis and infections, but also because it went against all known sports nutrition guidelines. Nutritionists feared that the high iron and cholesterol content could harm muscle definition and hormonal balance, crucial for competitions. So why would Arnold risk so much? Reports indicate he firmly believed the food, rich in nutrients like iron, vitamin A, and B complex, offered an immediate effect on his energy and disposition. He did this in secret before heavy training sessions and especially on the eve of competitions, believing he could reach a physical peak superior to his competitors. This boldness, of course, could have ruined his career if it had come to light. At the time, since any off-standard practice was frowned upon and could lead to severe penalties, the most intriguing part is that, even decades later, he rarely publicly commented on this phase. But after all, did it really make a difference in his results? Stay tuned, because we will reveal the effects of this choice on Arnold's physique, and how it directly influenced his victories. Asterisk. To understand the magnitude of this story and the real impact of the forbidden food Arnold Schwarzenegger consumed during preparation, we need to go back in time to the iconic 1970s, when bodybuilding was a world surrounded by secrets, fierce rivalries, and unofficial methods. Asterisk. At that time, there wasn't the amount of information available like we have today. Athletes didn't count on multidisciplinary teams, renowned nutritionists, or doctors specialized in sports performance. The training was brutal, the diets restrictive, and backstage strategies often bordered on the absurd. Asterisk. It was common for competitors to do anything to gain an advantage, even if it meant risking their health or breaking unwritten rules of the sport. In this tense and competitive scenario, Arnold did something no one expected. He decided to include in his diet a food considered completely forbidden for bodybuilders. Asterisk. What's even more intriguing is that this food, besides being condemned by specialists of the time, could compromise muscle definition, cause water retention, and affect hormonal control, crucial points for any elite athlete. Yet Schwarzenegger dared to defy the norms and included this item in his dietary routine during the most decisive phase of his preparation. Asterisk. Why did he make this decision? Was it a secret guidance from some visionary coach, an accidental discovery based on practical observation, or perhaps a desperate attempt to break a physiological limit and guarantee a hidden advantage? Keep watching, because the details of this choice are even more surprising than you imagine. Asterisk. Over the years, former training partners, coaches, and people close to Arnold began reporting curious and even suspicious episodes involving Arnold Schwarzenegger's diet. During the intense preparation for Mr. Olympia, he often distanced himself from the group at specific times, under the pretext of focusing on his meditation and mental visualization. Asterisk. However, some colleagues started noticing strange behaviors. Arnold would disappear for long minutes and, upon returning, showed unusual energy, with a visible increase in vascularity, intense brightness in his eyes, and even sudden changes in mood and focus. Asterisk. This began generating backstage comments, as everyone knew that, at that stage, any change in physique or behavior could indicate the use of some unrevealed strategy. The first suspicions pointed to the consumption of something forbidden, ingested at strategic moments, especially before the heaviest workouts or on the eve of decisive presentations. Asterisk. This raised the question among the athletes of the time: what substance or food could cause immediate and noticeable physical effects enough to make a difference in such fierce competitions? Even more intriguing, why did Arnold insist on keeping this absolutely secret, instead of sharing it with his teammates and coaches, as was common with other usual methods at the time? Asterisk. The most surprising thing is that the food in question was far from conventional, much less approved by sports nutrition recommendations. Get ready, because this story reveals much more than you imagine about the backstage of bodybuilding. Asterisk. We have reached the end of this journey through the dark secret Arnold Schwarzenegger hid during his preparation. This story shows us that behind the shine and fame, there are difficult choices and calculated risks that the public often doesn't know about. Arnold proved that the pursuit of excellence can cross limits and challenge conventions, but also reminds us that every victory has its price, and true success comes accompanied by responsibility and reflection. Asterisk. After all, what really matters, more winning at any cost or preserving your integrity and health? Asterisk. This revelation also makes us think about the sacrifices athletes make in the name of dreams and glory, and how the pressure of the sport can lead to controversial decisions. If Arnold had the courage to face these challenges, you too can find the strength to overcome your own obstacles, always with balance and awareness. Asterisk. Reflect on this and take this lesson into your life. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with friends who enjoy bodybuilding, and subscribe to the channel to not miss our exclusive content. Your participation makes all the difference.